I just wanted to say a little bit on the immigration, and nothing surprises me. Yeah,
on the
nothing,
Windrush thing.
Well, nothing really surprises me anymore because I've had my own sort of troubles with immigration, and I don't know why, but back in 2004, I don't know why, but I happened to dare to make a decision to marry someone not of my own nationality. And having been raised in London in multicultural society and having respect for all cultures, it came as quite a shock when I was kind of told, actually, you can't marry this person. And I was like, okay.
Well, you could marry them, but they couldn't come in. Is that the point?
No, they were already in.
Oh, yeah.
And I said I wanted to marry them, and I was kind of told, no, if you want to marry them, get out and go back to where they're from. And I was like, well, no, my mother's quite ill at the time, quite seriously ill. So I went to court and I fought myself and I won. And instead of that being clear and done, the judge upheld. It was a very fair court case. And instead of it all being done fairly and squarely, we were then progressively harassed, basically, giving, visa after visa. After 3 years, a visa came through with all sorts of recommendations on it, and I happened to say, look, I don't agree with this. This is not right, and took it back, made a complaint, got an apology, funnily enough, said, we're really sorry, we're going to take that off. You'll have to excuse me, I'm just walking. Sure. Thought that was it. Another 3 years, things started to happen. I started to get proof of, I started to get a little bit worried about things happening. And in 2011, I was the victim of quite a serious hit and run, which didn't get investigated. No idea why, absolutely no idea why. And I decided to leave the country and go back to my partner's place of birth, which I did. And that was Syria. Obviously, there was quite a lot of stuff going on there. But I'd never had any problems, never caused any problems. I'd been once before. And I ended up staying there for a couple of years and really loved it. And when it came to the time to come back, I decided it would be nice to be able to come back to my birth country. I had all sorts of issues, and that's not because I was in Syria. I was told new rules had been brought in. I was told, and I was like, hey, hang on a minute, I've been married for quite a long time. This doesn't really apply to me, new rules. But I was put under all sorts of craziness. Anyway, I said, look, I'm going to appeal this. I'm going to exercise my rights and I'm going to appeal it. And I had to do so, being in a war-torn country, not being able to access a solicitor. I said, look, I'm going to appeal this because I was also being a victim of quite a serious incident back in the UK, and I think it should be recorded. They tried to sort of bypass the court. When they knew I was going to court, had all sorts of problems. When they knew I was going to court, they decided they wanted to bypass all of that. And so they made a sneaky phone call and said, listen, if you don't go to court, we're going to give you a 3-year visa. And I was like, hey, hold on a minute. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to follow the rules, and that's what I'm doing. And I'd rather this went to court and be heard by a judge. And that's what I did. Fair and square, did that. Had to wait almost a year in quite dangerous situation. And the court upheld my appeal again, and did so on human rights grounds. And I was like, and at the time, everyone used to think, she's the one, she's causing problems, she's doing some sort of problem. All the fingers were pointing at me. Anyway, I won again fair and square, said that's great. But unfortunately, it didn't end there again. They've been very sneaky and underhand. They gave another different, not the one that was upheld by a court, and I have court papers, but they gave then another visa. And since then, everything's just spiraled out of control. I mean, to try and get them to rectify their mistake, they won't even admit it.
Well, look, I need to cut what is a long story short, Tammy.
It's a very long story.
Is your husband now in England with you?
Yeah, but 5 years on, it's
still not resolved.
Not being dealt with. No, it's not, and it's now got to the point. Every time you have a conversation with them, they're rude. I keep telling them, look, there's court papers. This is the British courts. There's court papers, and it's just an ongoing. And actually, things have got quite to a serious point. So who knows where it will go from here? But I just wanted to.
Well, I'm glad you have reminded us all of what these immigration stories mean for individual families. Unbelievable story, Tammy. Thank you for sharing that with us.